Today we are going to talk about Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem is about the relationship between the legs of a right triangle. This theorem is very important in studying trigonometry and geometry. You can use this in solving for the distance between 2 points. So to start with, let us recall first our right triangle. Right triangle is a triangle that has a right angle in it. So in our drawing here, we call it triangle ABC. And C here has a small square. This small square actually indicates that this angle, angle C, is a right angle. And it has to have a measure of 90 degrees. That's the reason why this triangle is called right triangle, because of its right angle. Now the concern of the theorem is about the relationship of the sides. Therefore, we need to know the names of the sides of this right triangle. Now opposite to our right angle is the longest side of this right triangle. This side, we call it side C, is our hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Remember the name of the side because we are going to use that later. The other two shorter sides, side AC and side BC, are the legs of the right triangle. Shall we name this as leg B? Leg B because it is opposite to our angle B. And leg A, the other shorter side, because it is opposite to our angle A. So these two together, they are our legs of, let me change the color. These two are the legs, or leg B and leg A. That's it. For mastery, because we need to master how to find for the hypotenuse when we talk about Pythagorean theorem, let me have another triangle here. Let us say I have here a triangle. Now you are asked to find for the hypotenuse. Where is the hypotenuse of this triangle? The first thing you need to do is to look for the 90-degree angle or the right angle. So in this case, we have here the 90-degree angle, and opposite to that will always be the hypotenuse of the right triangle. That's always. Another example here with different orientation. Let us say I have here a triangle. And you are asked again to look for the hypotenuse. So as we have said, look for the 90-degree angle first and look for the opposite side. And that is the longest side of the right triangle, the hypotenuse. That's it. Now, what does this theorem says about the relationship of the legs? Now, according to Pythagoras, the one we attributed this theorem, that the square of the shorter leg, one of the shorter leg, A, plus the square of the other shorter leg, B, is going to be equal to the square of the longest side, C. This is now the Pythagorean formula. To use this formula in a problem. Example. You are given a triangle with a right angle in it, of course. And this side is 4. The other side is 3. And you are asked to solve for the side. Now, the first thing you need to do is to identify what side you are solving. Now, in this case, the side you are solving is opposite to our 90-degree angle. Therefore, this side is the what? Hypotenuse of the right triangle. Hypotenuse C. Now, we can assign this as leg A and this one as leg B. Or you can interchange actually B and A. The result will always be the same. But of course, the hypotenuse will always be hypotenuse. You cannot change that. Now, following the formula, the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Now, you have here a value for a, which is 3. All you need to do is to substitute. So, instead of a, we will be using 3 because 3 and a are equal. So, we have here 3 squared plus, instead of b, here, we are going to use its equivalent value, which is 4. So we have 4 squared equals, you are asked to solve for c. So you have c squared. Now do the math. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. That is equal to c squared. Now add 9 and 16, you will have 25 as the sum, which is equal to c squared. Now we extract the square root of the members of the equation, the left-hand member and the right-hand member. So the square root of 25 is actually positive and negative 5. But we are going to use only the principal root, which is the positive root. So what is the positive root? That's 5. Why 5 only? Because we are talking about distance. And there is no negative distance. Now, what is the square root of c squared? That is c. Therefore, we say that the measure of the hypotenuse is equal to what? 5 units. Now, it's good to have another example for mastery. Now, let us try to have another example here. Shall we say we have here a triangle. And this side is equivalent to 5. This side is equivalent to, now, this side is equivalent to, shall we say, 13. Now, the first thing you need to do always is to identify the parts or the legs. We are given here a 90-degree angle, and opposite to that is 13. That 13 is actually the value of c because that is our hypotenuse. This 5 can be our a, and this leg, which is unknown, can be our b, or you can interchange a and b. So following the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. We substitute the value of a, b, and c. A here is equal to 5, as we have assigned earlier. B is unknown, and c is actually equal to 13. So we have here 5 squared plus b squared is equal to 13 squared. Now simplify, or should I say, do the math, expand 5 squared. So you have 5 times 5, which is equal to 25. We have here b squared, just copy. And 13 times 13 is actually equal to 169. Now, we subtract 25 to both sides of the equation. That is using the addition property of equality. So 25 minus 25 is 0. So we have here b squared, and 169 minus 25 is equal to 144. Now we extract the square root. B, therefore, because the square root of b squared is b, is equal to, the square root of 144 is equal to 12. Therefore, we say that b, or the unknown side, is equal to 12. Let us have another example. Last one. Shall we say we have here a right triangle. This side is equal to 1 and this side is equal to 5. Now you are asked to solve for this side. Now let us first identify where is the hypotenuse. So this angle is our right angle and opposite to that is our hypotenuse. So 5 is our C. 1 here can be our A, or you can assign it as our B. This one is our B, or you can assign it as A. If you have B here, then that will be letter A, or side A. If you have A here, then that would be side B. Now following the Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. We need to substitute the value of A, B, and C. Now A here is equal to 1, so we have here 1 squared, plus B squared because B is unknown, and our C here is equal to 5, so that is 5 squared. Now we square 1, that is equal to 1 times 1, which is 1, plus B squared equals 5 times 5, or 5 squared is equal to 25. Now we subtract 1 from both sides of the equation to isolate B squared. So we have here B squared is equal to 24. So we extract the square root of B squared and the square root of 24. B therefore is equal to 24. However, we can still simplify the square root of 24. How to do that? We do the prime factorization. So we have 24 here. 24 can be a product of 2 and 12. Then 12 can be a product of 2 and 6. And 6 can be a product of 2 and 3. So 24 is actually 2 cubed times 3, or 2 squared times 6. So here 24 can be 2 squared times 6. Now what is the square root of 2 squared? That is 2, and then 6 will remain as our radicand. So B therefore is equal to 2 square root of 6. That's it. Thank you and have a good day.